Daylene seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth.
We love Daylene so much, and we want her home.
Carlson was last seen leaving a bar, then shopping at a grocery store.
At the bar, one of the men put his arm around Daylene, and Daylene brushes him off.
We basically have a bar full of possible suspects.
He told us that he went home by himself. And then he is seen on video buying a bottle of alcohol with Daylene.
He is the last person to see her. That's all we have at this moment.
We wanted to know where Daylene was. That was at the root of it all. Where is she?
Every suspect accused of a crime has the right to remain silent. Many agree to be interrogated anyway, but they can stop the interview at any moment, making it a race against time. Justice hangs in the balance.
Missing person report comes in for Daylene Carlson. The original report was by her aunt that she went to this bar and did not come home.
Daylene decided that she was going to go to a local bar called Finnegan's, and she had plans to meet some friends there. Daylene's aunt and her cousin heard from her a little bit through the night. Her plan was to come home, and then Daylene never showed up. My understanding is that Daylene communicated with her family very consistently, and if Daylene said, hey, I'm going to be home, then she would come home. So the fact that she had not communicated with those folks at all, that was extremely alarming.
Daylene Carlson was full of life and energy. She was from Sandpoint, Idaho, loved to explore, kind of a free spirit. She traveled the United States with a magazine crew from city to city, trying to get subscriptions for a variety of magazines. So she was a person that was, I think, looking for her way in the world, but definitely enjoying her life.
When Daylene Carlson moved to Stockton, she moved in with her aunt and her cousin. And she decided she liked the community so much that she wanted to stay and she wanted to go to college here. Daylene had never gone missing in the past. So the fact that she seemingly just disappeared off the face of the earth, it did seem exceptionally unusual.
If they know anything, just it doesn't matter how little it is, that if they would please come forward, contact the police department. She's a very quiet person, but once you get to know her, she's just bubbly and she just wouldn't hurt anybody or anything. We love Daylene so much, and we want her home.
Her cousin said that Daylene had recently broken up with a boyfriend, Jacob Evangelisti. I think Jacob had some feelings about that. He wanted to remain in a relationship with Daylene, and Daylene did not. Part of the same kind of social network was Jason Gilley. Daylene and Jason were just friends, and Jason's home was kind of the party place. We learned that these young men were at the bar. Jason was there, and Jacob was there. And given the circumstances, that certainly caught our attention.
So we want to talk to the ex-boyfriend, Jacob, because he has a reason to want to maybe get back with her, or maybe he's upset.
Jacob was very willing to talk to us, and Jacob insisted that he knew nothing about Daylene's disappearance and that he was more concerned for her than anybody was. And he seemed to be very transparent and very honest. And the sense was that he was telling us the truth. Jason told us that he was at the bar and that he saw Daylene there and that the two did hang out and that they were being friendly. And as the night went on, he got a text or a call from his grandmother who relayed that Jason's son was sick and that Jason needed to come home. So according to Jason, he went to the car and he left by himself and went straight home to take care of his son who was ill. Jason told us that when he left, Daylene was still partying at the bar and he had no idea what her plans were from that point on because he went straight home and didn't see Daylene again. So there was one camera angle in the hall near the restrooms, and in that particular angle, you're able to see that Daylene is kind of milling about with a group of men. And at one point, you see one of the men put his arm around Daylene, and Daylene kind of brushes him off and steps away. And when that person who tried to kind of bring Daylene in for a hug turns around, we're able to see that it's Jason Gilley. So watching the video and really dissecting it in all the different angles, what we saw was at the very end of the night, Jason left at 12 minutes after 1 a.m. and walked out of view of the camera. And then Daylene left 3 minutes later, also right out of view of the camera. They left not necessarily right together, but in very close proximity in time. By way of text message, we learned that Daylene's plan was to leave the bar with Jason and then go to the store and get a bottle of Jägermeister and continue the party at Jason's house. Jason said that he was not with Daylene. So, of course, the text messages caused more questions for us than we had answers to at that time. Because we had the information that they were reportedly going to go pick up a bottle of Jägermeister, we just looked at what a logical route would be from the bar to Jason's home, what liquor stores were along that route. And so we visited several of those type of locations, which ultimately led us to a local grocery store that did sell alcohol at that hour. And through that visit, we were able to obtain surveillance footage of a couple of young folks buying a bottle of alcohol. And the surveillance footage was not great. But when the two went to the register, ultimately we end up identifying Jason and Daylene. We knew that Jason was not telling us the truth simply because he told us that he went home by himself. And then he is seen on video buying a bottle of alcohol with Daylene.
Okay, Jason's lying to us. Why is Jason lying to us? That's the question.
Jason was not present. He actually was out of town. So we spoke with his grandmother. And we specifically asked if she told Jason that he needed to come home because Jason's son was sick. And his grandmother looked at us in a kind of a puzzled way and said, no, I never did that. I don't know what you're talking about. During the search warrant at Jason's home, there were several key pieces of evidence that were located. First and foremost, we found women's underwear in Jason's bedroom, which were obviously out of place. And we also found a certain amount of marijuana in Jason's home, enough to build a case he possessed it for sale. It was ultra clear that Jason was not being honest and that we now had enough, at least based on the possession of marijuana, to take him into custody on that and have a very direct conversation with him. So on August 14th, Jason was located and he was arrested and was immediately taken into custody. Sorry about the wait, man.
Like we keep,
unlike you,
like we keep saying, we got so much stuff. It's crazy.
Well, we appreciate your cooperation, by the way. I don't know if I said that. It really helps. I mean, you know, we really.
I understand it's all procedures. It's,
Yeah, no, we appreciate. I mean, all you're doing is helping us.
so I
So
wasn't upset about my room upside down, but
we're not worried about weed or whatever. I'm just curious, to be honest with you. What is a little sack like that? What does it cost?
I've been getting $10 for them.
10 per?
Yeah, so I'm not really trying to make money off it. And
Just kind of smoke for free kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so now going back to Saturday.
Saturday, it was a long, boring day. So I think I did some yard work. I can't quite remember.
You went to the bar at what time?
I would say, again, 9 or 10ish. It's about the time I show up.
I wanted Jason to lock himself into a statement. If the statement was going to be absolutely the truth, that would be great. If he chose to continue to stick to his story and tell us more lies, we were going to let him do just that.
Quite remember. I do remember playing beer pong, drinking some beer. I seen her, Daylene, there, and I seen her, like I said, bouncing. I told you before, she was bouncing around. About, I would say, a little bit before 1, my grandma texted me, said, "Hey, are you busy? Can you come home and take care of your son?" All right, I will.
And then where do you go?
Straight home.
The thing that we want most is a full confession. A very close second to that is a statement that's riddled with lies. And in that interview room, Jason continued to lie.
We just want her home, safe. I just want my family to, you know, have peace and my aunt get her daughter home.
Everybody has their own kind of nuances as to how they speak, how they act. And I was just kind of getting a read on who Jason is and how he would generally communicate so that we could then identify behavior changes from that. And that's really what we're looking for, is what that behavior change is.
So what do you think about all this stuff and everything that's floating around?
Honestly, I don't even know. I know it's not good. It's sad, and I don't really have no thoughts on it. I mean,
What do you think happened?
thinking she left with somebody, and hopefully she's just stuck somewhere, and hopefully she's all right. I don't have no idea what happened. No idea.
Have you tried, since you found out she went missing, have you helped out, like, to try to find her, to do anything?
I was going to print out some flyers, but my printer was out of ink.
Tried calling her or texting her or anything?
I tried calling, but the phone dead.
But what,
Goes straight to voicemail.
when did you try calling her?
Oh gosh, I couldn't even remember what day that was.
Well, I mean, has it been kind of repeatedly that you've
No, I tried one time. And,
Oh, just
and
one.
plus everybody else, like, oh yeah, phone's off.
He was so nonchalant about, oh yeah, I don't know, maybe she's stuck somewhere, I hope she's okay. That doesn't make sense to me. For most adults, if something happened to one of their friends, they would do everything they could to try to help locate that person, particularly in the context of this case.
Is there anything else you could think of? Anything that you think?
That would help us out.
I'm not one to point fingers, but I mean, Jacob was just staring her down all night long, watching her every little move.
What I kind of understood, and maybe I misinterpreted, this was pretty much she broke up with him.
I don't know if it was mutual or if he broke up with her or she broke up with him. I just
Okay.
know she was all excited about being apart from Jacob, honestly. She was all excited.
About being apart from him?
She's like, I'm done with him, so glad it's over. I don't know what I see in him.
Right.
Every time I looked toward his direction, he was staring at her.
Okay.
So, I don't
Yeah.
know. I noticed that. So.
He immediately went to deflecting, bringing up reasons. Oh, she was drinking She was talking to a lot of guys. Jacob was staring at her. You know, that's an ex-boyfriend. So when people start deflecting, they're hiding something. And our goal is to know what they're hiding and why.
You know, when you have, here's the thing.
Yeah. Same words you guys.
So nothing else you could think of? Anything you want to add on the timeline?
Anything you want to, you know, that you think that maybe you made a mistake when you're telling us? Okay.
I can think of.
Okay.
We have a ton of resources that we use,
Right.
investigative tools that we use,
Right.
and there's some inconsistencies in your story. And we want you to clear this up for us.
Really horrible times. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all right.
And you can't expect us. We don't expect you to know every minute
Right.
of what you did.
That's not reasonable.
It's not reasonable. But that's the good thing with surveillance, video surveillance at different locations, the cameras that are on the intersections, and as such. So we don't have to account for your time, but these things take their time stamp.
What we can see is literally the wheels begin to turn in his head, right? And him beginning to recount where might I have gone that they might have surveillance footage.
So we need you to be completely honest with us.
Because
we know a lot more of what's going on.
Right.
Okay? And this is your opportunity to be completely honest with us. And we need you to be honest. Because we know a lot of information.
What you see is him kind of shift in his chair. And that's a classic tell of somebody who's beginning to feel very uncomfortable. Jason is beginning to connect the dots that we certainly know more than we revealed to him originally. And his body language said so much more than his words did.
So Jason, let's stop goofing around. Let's stop playing games, okay? Because we know that there's a whole lot more to this story, and this is not the time for games.
We just need you to be honest.
This is a big deal.
Any investigator knows if somebody is talking, you're making progress. It might be very, very slow progress. And even if he's going to lie, the fact that he's talking, if he's talking, we're on the right path.
You're in a good position to help yourself right now.
So let's really consider some questions, and let's really consider the answers that you're giving before we go further down the road, Jason. Because I don't want you to waste this opportunity that you have right now, okay, to be honest with us. Because
Saying everything I can. I mean, I understand. I don't know what you guys know or anything, but
Jason, we know a lot of stuff. Okay, and we need you to be honest.
Please don't waste this opportunity, because this is serious. Okay, so don't do that to yourself.
Me leaning in and putting my hand on his forearm there is a way for me to try to connect with him, because humans like that human touch. And if that need is being met in this way, then there's a higher likelihood, in my experience, that somebody's going to continue to talk.
So let's start over. So on Saturday, okay, what time do you get to the bar?
got to the bar probably 10:15.
Okay.
I was there until about 1 o'clock.
Okay, and what happened at 1?
At 1 o'clock, I left.
Because what?
Because of my son.
Okay.
So I went home, made sure my son was all right, and that was it.
Let's talk about.
Let's talk about your grandma and the text first. Because when we were out there on Thursday night, I spoke to your grandma, and I spoke to her in detail about that.
Right.
About your son being sick and all that, and she explained what she did or didn't do.
Right.
And it's not consistent with what you're saying. So this is your opportunity to straighten it out for us.
She didn't text.
You're right. She didn't.
You're right.
I had just went home.
Okay. Why did you not tell us the truth about that?
Went to the.
What's the purpose of it?
there is no purpose.
Well, listen, people don't lie to the police for no reason, Jason.
Right.
And we asked you multiple times, and you gave the same lie over and over. And, you know,
Well,
that
I was texting a lot. I was, you know,
who else were you texting?
I honestly could not remember who I was texting.
His brain's going 800 million directions, and he's trying to come up with a new strategy because he knows his whole statement is, I left to see my son. Well, that's no longer true. So now they're just going to keep chipping away at him and have him keep contradicting himself, and then hopefully each time he'll reveal a little bit more of the truth.
So why did you decide to leave the bar?
Because I wanted to go home to my son.
Okay, so who did you leave the bar with?
Nobody. I left by myself.
And where did you go?
I went home.
From the bar directly to your house.
Didn't make any stops. Stopped nowhere.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Excuse me, Jason.
I left the bar. Okay, hold on. I left the bar with Daleen to Food for Less. I bought a bottle of Jaeger for her, dropped her back off at the bar. And then
Now, why would you lie to us about this, Jason?
I just remembered that I went to Food for
But
Less.
that's pretty important.
Jason,
You've been very detailed on everything to us.
Jason,
and you,
this is,
No, I understand.
it's not something you forget, Jason.
It was just so obviously fabricated that he just happened to remember. Oh gosh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot, but yes, now I remember.
This is not something you forget.
I understand.
So let's talk about this. This is serious.
It slipped my mind. I'm serious.
I don't think it did, Jason. As a matter of fact, I'm quite certain it didn't. Okay? There's a whole lot more to this story, and all these questions that we sat in here and asked you, we obviously knew the answer.
Right.
That was not a slip of the mind. That was a lie.
Right.
There's a big difference. It was a lie, correct?
Yeah.
Why?
Scared.
Of what?
Because I know she disappeared around the same time.
So why would you be scared about that, Jason?
Jason clearly wasn't going to volunteer any more information, so it seemed obvious that we needed to pivot on our strategy to confront him with facts about his lies. Ultimately, we wanted to know where Daleen was. That was at the root of it all. Where is she?
Most important is we need to get Daleen back to her family. Right? So you're going to help us find her.
I don't know how I'm going to do that.
I'm sure you do. Jason, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Why would you lie to us about having gone home by yourself?
I slipped my mind. I'm sorry.
Okay. What else slipped your mind up until right now? What else do you want to change about your story? This is your chance. Jason,
use this opportunity.
let's talk about your conversation with Daleen leading up to going to Food for Less.
I had offered, I said, do you want to come back to the house, crash on the couch? She said, okay. It's okay, cool, I'll get a bottle. I had changed my mind. I bought the bottle still and went home.
And where did you take her?
Took her back to Finn's. She was with me and I dropped her back off at Finn's on the way back to my house.
So you dropped her back off at the bar?
Yes.
You're sure?
Shortly after 1. So we left a little bit before 1, maybe right at 1.
You're sure?
What did she do when you dropped her off?
She walked into the bar.
That's weird. Jason, you know what's weird about that? You know what's really weird about all that? There's a lot of people at Finn's. There's cameras everywhere. Guess what they caught at Finn's? After we, because we saw you guys leave together.
Her come back into Finn's.
Jason.
There's no surveillance of that.
And there's surveillance everywhere. We sat and we watched hours of footage, Jason. Okay? You guys went home to your house.
No.
Jason,
Right,
let's quit around, Jason. I'm about done with it. Got it? I'm about done.
Do I need a lawyer or something? I mean, you guys are starting to yell at me. I don't understand.
Jason, listen, I apologize. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yelling at him and cussing at him was not a successful strategy, right? And so it seemed very clear I needed to apologize and I needed to back it off. And I needed to be more of that soft touch and more like, hey, it's okay. We're here. We want to help you. This is your time.
And you're a good guy, okay? So we can make this work. We can make this okay. But you gotta be honest. Starting right now.
She walked towards the bar around Harvey's.
For blood, for dead bodies, for... Why don't you tell us about where you and Daylene went after Food for Less, Jason? Because it wasn't to the bar, Jason.
I'm really scared because I know when people missing, they look like you guys are looking at me. That it's the person that they were last with usually has done something.
Okay, then be honest and stop lying.
I'm sorry, I'm really scared. We went back to my house. We drank a little bit. Then she called as she started to walk off to go home. I wasn't going to let her walk all the way home. She'd been drinking a lot. So I got in my grandma's car. And I don't know how much she got in.
Why is it that you lied to everybody?
Because I know how people look at when you're the last person. Like everybody's pointing fingers at me because they think she left the bar with me.
Well, she did leave the bar with you, Jason.
Right, but now she's missing, and I don't have anything to do with her missing.
Then, Jason, why did you not tell us that from the get-go, Jason? Because here's the problem.
I'm really scared. I'm still scared.
Things happen, man.
It's okay, okay?
No, David's missing.
But so let's make it better. Okay, Jason, let's make it better.
Let's make it better right now.
Okay, let's make it better. Do the right thing, man. You're a good guy, and I know in your heart.
Let her walk.
Hey,
I'm a good guy. Let her walk away.
In your heart, I know you want to do the right thing.
I
Okay,
don't mind it.
People make mistakes, Jason. Do the right thing now for you.
What am I supposed to do now? It's been 7 days.
The more that he becomes emotional and the more that he cries, it becomes apparent to me that these are not real tears. What we see is him beginning to get really, really worried about himself and not about Daylene. He knows that he's in serious trouble.
Jason, the more you talk about it, the better you're gonna feel.
the better you're gonna feel.
Don't you feel
You gotta
relief
feel
right
better.
now?
It should be to let her walk.
But Jason,
She made it home.
you gotta feel a little better about, being able to get this off your
You're able to
chest.
tell us now. You haven't been able to tell anybody.
Fine. I'll be because I'm scared. I'm mad that I didn't get her home.
Okay,
But
hey,
get it off
hey,
your chest.
Jason, listen, because ultimately the truth is going to come out. Ultimately, the truth will come out. Okay, and how much had you had to drink between
the two of us, we drink the whole bottle
of Jaeger?
I should not be right.
Did you guys have sex?
No.
Jason.
Jason,
Jason.
why would you lie about that, Jason? Jason, stop lying.
Let it out now.
It's okay, man.
I let her walk away.
Jason, that's okay, man. Okay, but you gotta stop lying. Okay, stop lying. Is that the first time you guys had sex? Was she upset because?
Because we were both drunk. It should have never happened.
Well, that's okay. Was she upset because you guys?
I think so. I didn't want to pursue it. I didn't want to.
Why do you think she was upset?
She was probably sobered up. We had sex and we hung out for a little bit more, and then she just said she wants to go home, and she started walking. So I went. And I got her in the corner.
Was she in the front seat or the back seat?
She was telling me, just let her go, just don't worry about her, just let her go. I figured she
Was she yelling?
I figured she was upset about the sex. I figured, you know.
What was she saying?
She was like, I'm horrible. I can't believe I did this. You're a piece of garbage.
To you?
Yeah.
Why would she say that about you?
I don't know. Like I said,
What were you saying back?
nothing. I said, I'm just going to take you home. You'll be all right. And then she got out of the car. And I didn't want to pursue the issue, so I just do it. That's what I did. So I should have just made sure she went home.
Jason said that they drove all the way to Modesto, which is about 30 minutes south of us, and that Daylene got out of the car at some unknown place, and instead of alerting the authorities in that community and asking for help, he just left and went to a gas station.
You were so good to try to stop her.
That's what I did. I don't know.
She got out of the car and you didn't go around to help her?
No, I didn't. I really don't. That's why I didn't want to tell anybody.
Okay. She didn't jump out of the car, Jason. Jason.
Yeah, she did. She didn't jump out. She stepped out of the car.
Jason, she didn't step out of the car. She didn't just walk away, Jason. And you didn't just drive off. That doesn't make any sense, Jason. Because when you lie, it's very... Jason, somebody...
No.
Jason.
Jason.
Jason. Jason.
No.
Where are we going to find the body?
Help us find her.
Help
Jason.
us bring her home.
Her family deserves it,
You
dude.
have a family. She has a family.
She deserves it. I know that.
She does.
So let's
do her.
Come on, Jason, listen to me. You don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation, okay? When Jen explains...
You guys are trying to make me admit something that I didn't do.
I don't want you, definitely don't want you to do that.
Can I have a lawyer?
Okay.
I'm sorry, you guys are just... I feel like you're making me say something that's not true.
No, we don't want to put anything in your mouth, but no one's in your mouth.
Yep, it's over. So
Yeah. You asked for an attorney, so.
we can't talk to you at all. So here's what's gonna happen, okay? You're gonna go to jail. Okay, Jason? Tonight.
Jason asking for a lawyer and our communication having to end with him was pretty devastating. As somebody who was fielding the calls from her family every single day, I wanted to know where she was.
We were looking at a no body, no cause of death investigation. There's no evidence really of his kidnap or what we believe to be murder of Daylene Carls. We just know that she has disappeared. He is the last person to see her. He is lying about his interactions with her, but that's all we have at this moment.
Gilly was set free for lack of evidence after police arrested him soon after Carlson's disappearance. This is the only interview he's done.
Really haven't known her that long, and just to be accused of this, it really hurts.
Carlson was last seen with Gilly leaving a bar, then shopping at a grocery store. She was never seen again.
Not that person that you all see on TV. I'm a kind person. I don't push myself on anybody. Everybody that knows me knows that.
It just seemed like such a perfect opportunity to have another discussion with him about Daylene's whereabouts, but clearly I was not the right person to have that discussion with him.
Let's quit around, Jason. I'm about done with it. Got it? I'm about done.
Introducing Detective Dela Cruz to Jason was an opportunity to see how he would respond to a female investigator.
He doesn't have to talk to me. He doesn't have to be there. He wasn't under arrest here, so he could really have told me to f off.
What happens is you come across a lot of people. I do.
Right.
You know, in the course of 20 years. And there's people that, you know, not empathy but I kind of feel for you, if that makes any sense.
I think so, I don't know.
Jason seems like the type of suspect that just needed to be coddled and just be reassured, as opposed to hitting him hard and him shutting down.
You seem like a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times I know that nice people get caught up in stuff.
That's what I'm afraid of.
That's what I'm afraid for you too, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I think you've gotten caught up in stuff, and my heart feels for you. I feel bad for you.
Right.
I think something happened. You're not someone to actually hurt somebody. I think something bad happened.
So when you watch this, he acknowledges for a minute by nodding his head. You can see that when she says, something bad happened, I think you know. And he's like, yeah. And she's trying to relay to him, you can trust me.
If anybody would want to help you on this department and be on your side, you got one person.
Right.
Okay? And I don't do that often.
I understand.
There's a lot of people that I've sat across the table from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And have done some bad things. It does not make them a bad person.
Right.
By no means. Okay?
I just don't really know. Nothing else that I can think of. Like, I've been thinking every day. I don't really know.
At that point, he just kind of like didn't budge. He just reminded me of someone that wanted to go ahead and tell the truth, but it wouldn't come out of his mouth. The written timeline was something that was beneficial for the case. We wanted to do an analysis of the events in Jason's writings. So when we get it on paper, there's one portion where he starts speaking about Daylene in past tense. That's not good. That means he did something. That means she's gone.
The condition of the body was extremely poor, so we were not able to use DNA and had to use a forensic dentist who 2 days later positively identified the remains as Daylene Carlson. Daylene had been shot 5 times, and we recovered 5 spent .22 caliber casings close proximity to her body.
To have a young gal like that, that's beautiful, that has a lot going for her, to have her life cut short, it's horrible.
Prosecutors say the evidence that they were able to get once Carlson's body was discovered fits in with the timeline that they already had for the sequence of events here at Gilley's house that night. What they don't have is the murder weapon.
Through the course of this investigation, we learned who all of Jason's family was in this area, and through questioning Jason's uncle, we learned that Jason had an old .22 caliber semi-automatic handgun that he gave his uncle and told his uncle to put in a safe and keep for him.
I asked him, when did Jason give you that gun? He said, you know, Jason gave me that gun just after that girl disappeared.
We did a forensic examination of that gun in relation to the casings that were found at the scene. And through that examination, the experts were able to say that that gun that was provided to us by the uncle was the murder weapon.
Our evidence for the rape charge was Jason's statement that Daylene woke up after having sex and was extremely mad at Jason. So those were the grounds I used, and I believe was the motive for the homicide. I believe that he was worried about being accused of rape, and that was more important to him than Daylene's life.
The amount of agony that we went through every day it was harder. Every day it was not easier. It was harder and harder and harder. And I hope that he goes down. God forgive me for saying it, but I hope he does.
Jason Gilley was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, which I believe was the right sentence.
Following the trial, the jurors explained that this video and this interrogation was critical in their decision-making because they were able to see that his thought process and his lies were kind of the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, in his fate.
He took my daughter away. Why take somebody else's life because of selfishness?
My cousin got justice, and she can rest now. She's been along 2.5 years. She didn't deserve any of this. She had her whole life ahead of her.
One of the saddest parts of this case is the fact that Daylene's life ended so tragically and so prematurely and left so many people absolutely, completely devastated.